just recollect the things what you have learned in your +1. Okay, we have started learning with C++. We have written programs on C++. What are the various statements? All these we have learned in C++, and continuation of that we have learned it in excuse me. Continuation of that we have learned it in now first chapter also. So your +1 plays a vital role over here. Okay, this lesson when we are learning again certain points, you have to recollect and understand the concepts over here. Okay, this is slightly a dry chapter, the initial part, but you have to understand the things. Is it clear? So concepts of object oriented programming. What an object is, how it is being programmed. That is what you're going to learn in this lesson. What is an object? Based on that object, how you are going to write programs. So what are the things to be considered? All these only you will be learning in this chapter. Okay. So before we could move exactly into this chapter, there are certain things which we have to understand. So far we have learned, that is, if we take up, that is when we go into a graduate level, for example I'm telling, okay, when we go in for a graduation, we will be learning about so many programming languages, or otherwise in your +1, the very first lesson when we were learning, okay, there were so many different programming languages used, and then the approaches used, that is your assembly language, then came your machine language, then your low level language, then your high level languages has come up. So there were so many different programming languages used, and based on those programming languages, what are the tools to be used, how to develop it, and how to implement it, how you can develop it, how you can implement it based on the needs and requirements of the user. You have to analyze and do all these works. So like that, the programming language came into evolution. So when we were going through these evolutions, see, there are certain issues faced over there. One is maintainability. Maintainability means you have to maintain the software that is created. Sometimes if it is small, it is easy to handle and maintain. Maintenance എന്ന് പറയുമ്പോൾ എന്താ? When you buy a two-wheeler itself, you have to maintain it properly, right? Only then you will be able to have a smooth ride. So similarly, here also your programs that you have constructed should be maintained very smoothly in such a way that the data are not corrupted. Here we mainly look upon to the corruption of data. So your data are not corrupted over there. You have to maintain the programming tomorrow for future use. If you want to use it and all means, you have to maintain. Reusability means, reusability ennulla word meaning what is it? To use it again and again, to use it again and again. So here you have to construct programs in such a way that it could be reused. But in earlier days, whatever the programs that we were construct were only for single use. So it was slightly an difficult task. Then portability. Portability means like to take from one place to another place is known as portability. So software that were generated in earlier days were fixed onto only one system alone. Softwares that were created were fixed onto one system alone. So you were not able to port it from one place to another. That is one location to another. You were not able to port it. That is what is meant by portability here. Then security means, that is earlier days for your system you had only a password security. ആ password security മാത്രമേ ഉണ്ടായിരുന്നുള്ളൂ നിങ്ങളുടെ system on ചെയ്യാനും. Okay, once when you have to on it after it has been switched off. So only that was the security available, but you didn't have a separate security for your software. Now for example, if I tell, when we take up our mobile apps and all, for each and every app you are able to put up a password security, right? So that nobody enters into each and every app. Like that you have some provisions right now. Yes or no? Earlier days only the password security for your system alone was not there. Okay, so what happened? That was again a big problem. So inputs given and outputs produced. So what your programming language did in earlier days was, you'll give some input. Based on that input, it will process means do some work. Immediately the output is produced. So it is not considering about what to do, how to do and all. There are so many concepts behind. All those concepts you will be learning it in OOPS concept. So about those concepts and all, it is not much bothered. Do the work. It is like a sincere servant. Okay. So just does the work, gives you the output. More or less complexities. More or less complexities means there were so many lots of more complexities were also arising when we were going for large programs. Large programs, how to build up those programs and all was a big issue. Less complexities means less complexities how you are going to manage, how you are going to maintain all these things becomes a big question mark over there. So these were the general concepts that we have learned so far in our various programming languages. Then the approaches, security, organizing, no importance given. Approaches, what kind of approach should we give? അതായത് ഒരു program choose ചെയ്താൽ whether we should give top down approach, that is 11th standard 4th chapter did we learn top down approach വേണോ bottom up approach വേണോ? So like that, there was not different approaches to be used on. Simply we'll just go write the program, given the task, write the program, that is it. But what approach should be produced, all those were not being done. So security, as I told you, only password security. Then organizing. അതായത് ഒരു program എടുത്തു കഴിഞ്ഞാൽ, because you are not able to have large programs also, there is well organized manner we were not able to do. Somewhat we wrote the program, we got the output. Like that only we were doing the work. So no importance were given for these kind of issues and all. So these are the general things that we have come across so far. Even in your C++, whatever you have learned, only based on these particular points in the base matrame you have learned. Okay. So after this, what we are going to do is, so programming paradigm. So how you can implement certain things, how you can implement. Paradigm means the methods, how to implement different methods and approaches. Adana you are going to see over here. Okay. One, it denotes program to be organized. So program is organized, program organized. I have written it only in the form of some phrases. Okay, I didn't write it as large sentences. So program is organized means ഒരു well sequential manner, ഒരു well sequential, നമ്മൾ എന്ത് പണി ചെയ്യാലും അതിന് ഒരു എന്താ പറയാ ഒരു organized way of doing it, right from the beginning till the end. What to do, how to do, where to do, all those are neatly followed in a step-by-step process. So like that, this programming paradigm was also going to be get constructed. If it is a small program, we don't have to be very much worried about certain principles to be used. Other than the syntax, where whatever principles, that is when you go into programming language principles or paper padikkumbo, you will be learning. Okay, adile certain principles are to be used. So angana certain principles, we are not much worried if it is a very small program, especially the programs what you are learning right now are only small programs. Okay, right now what you are learning are only small programs. We don't exactly follow any principles over here other than the formulas to be applied, or other than the syntax to be applied. Other than this, nothing else is followed over here. Okay. Next, large measures, security managing and complexity. If it is a large program, what are the measures to be taken? Measures to be taken here means, if it is a large, what are we going to do? How are we going to do? How can we implement it? Idine engane split cheyyam? If we split, where to get connected? Like these, so many points are to be taken into account as measures. Okay. Next is security managing. Security managing means, apart from the password that you give for your system, you have your software. For this software is to be maintained properly. So for that, you have certain access measures. For that, you will have a permission to be given for accessing the software, and it will be taken back from you after accessing the software. Angana permission kodukka, tirichedukka. only to access that software. So like that and all, you have certain permission level settings over here. That is known as security managing. Then complexities. Complexities എന്ന് പറയുമ്പോൾ ഒരുപാട് വലിയ programs. When you have large programs, how much ever be the complexity, all these complexities can be reduced into minimal form and joined together. All these complexities can be reduced into a minimal form, that is small units. Okay, and then you can combine it into a single unit. That is what is meant by complexity over here. I'll be moving little bit fast with this chapter. Okay, so then next, importance. Importance was given only for your datas and procedures. Data enda nammal kodukana, procedure enda nammal ezhudanathu. That is whatever you are learning right now till this first chapter of 12th. Whatever the data that is given as input, whatever the step by step procedure that is you have written, only for that the importance was given. Adu sequentially or order undo ille, like that only you were looking into it further, and actually what it is happening and all, you were not given importance. So this was one part of your paradigm concepts. Okay, next, approaches like in your 11th standard you learn what is meant by top down approach and bottom up approach. Top down approach means that is a program is split into smaller units and then finally gathered up to form to the top level of your question. Bottom up approach, ഏറ്റവും bottom layer what to do, you are doing it, and then finally you are moving on to the upper level. Modular. The next part is your modular. Modular means you're splitting up into some small units and then grouping it into one module. അതായത് ഒരു 10 കുഞ്ഞു units ആയിട്ടുണ്ടാവും. Okay, some 10 small units are there. In that 1 or 2 units can be combined to another one module. രണ്ട് യൂണിറ്റിനെ കമ്പൈൻ ചെയ്ത് ഒരു മോഡ്യൂൾ ആക്കാൻ പറ്റും. So like that, combining some 2 or 3 smaller units to form one single module. So that is known as your modular structure. Okay, approach is used, reduces complexity and creates reliability. Reduces complexity means what happens is, if a top down approach ayalum sheri, bottom up approach or modular approach. So in this what happened was, when we are splitting into small modules, what happens, namukku cheyyenda panigal, whatever work that we have to do becomes very easy for us to do. That is what is meant by reduces complexity and creates reliability. Creates reliability means അതായത് ഓരോ small units is reliable on another unit. Each and every small unit is reliable on another unit. That is what is known as creating reliability. ഒന്നിനോട് ഒന്ന് it is going to be dependent for certain set of data. Okay, so some languages follow single paradigm and support multiple paradigm also. Single paradigm you can go on to write, or you can split it into multiple paradigm. You can write multiple paradigm means that is not only in procedural, you can write it in modular level, and then the next what you are going to learn will be in OOP level. So anyway you can write it. Single paradigm is simple ആയിട്ട് ഒരു procedural paradigm മാത്രം എഴുതിയാൽ മതി. The same question can be written in support with multiple paradigm. Multiple paradigms, you can write it with procedural as well as with OOP concept also. Like that also you can write. Okay, allows C++ follows multiple paradigm, that is implements procedural and object oriented programming. അതായത് ഇപ്പൊ ഞാൻ പറഞ്ഞില്ലേ, C++ follows both multiple ആവുമ്പോ എന്താ, you are able to write it in procedural part and object oriented part. So far what you have learned, till this first chapter of 12th, you have learned it only with procedural paradigm. Okay, so procedural paradigm എന്താണെന്ന് നോക്കൂ. Okay, I'm moving little bit fast. Are you able to follow? Are you able to follow?
Yes.
These are slightly theoretical part. If you read the lesson itself, you can understand. Program is large and complex, divided and grouped into functions and modules. So what happens is, when you have a large program, certain set of statements which are to be written repeatedly, you can combine to make it as a function. And similarly, you can just group them into small modules also. Okay. So function defines the purpose and opens interface reduces complexity as grouped to modules. So when we have functions over here, last year when we were in 11th, we learned the use of functions. Why did we learn functions? If you have repeated set of statements again and again to be used in the same program, what you can do is you can write and keep it as a separate function and make use of it. So it opens the interface. Opens the interface here means that is whenever it is needed, wherever it is needed, whatever you want, you can just open up like this. You can create a link like this wherever you want. Like this, you can go on to open the interface between the function and the main program. Reduces complexity. Up and repeated steps can be avoided. Repeated steps can be avoided. All these as advantages we have learned. That is, the errors could be reduced, time saving method, all these we have learned in +1 itself as grouped into modules. So you can group some 2 or 3 functions based on the questions given to you, or for the software that you are creating. Based on that, you can group 2 or 3 small functions and make it as a single module. So example used where basic known languages that use top-down languages was, examples are Fortran, C, Pascal and BASIC. When program becomes large, complexity increases and limitations arises. അതായത് ഈ programs, that is Fortran, C, Pascal and BASIC, in these what happens was, though they use top-down language approaches, but to accommodate large programs, they had difficulties. To accommodate large programs, they had difficulties. That is right. Because you had lots of limitations. You had lots of limitations. For example, if I tell, that is when we are writing programs in BASIC, there it is a must for us to use a concept known as line number. Line number ennulla oru concept use cheyanam. So in between, if we forget to if we go on try to add any more statements, means it's a not an easy task. It's a tedious task of adding many more statements in between, and then making to write programs also, that is the functions also. In between, if you go on to go add more and more functions also, it is not an easy task to do it with BASIC or Pascal or Fortran or C. So this was the biggest issue when you were looking into these kind of programs. So now when we go on to the C++ and all, we don't come across these kind of issues itself. We don't come across these kind of issues itself. Here, one thing you have to be careful is about the concept that you're going to learn. Okay. So the limitations that you saw in your procedural languages, that is procedural paradigm or procedural level programming language, in all these, what you are going to see, there are certain limitations applied over there. So what are the limitations? The first limitation is data is undervalued. Data is undervalued, which means that whatever the data you are declaring, this just declare. For global variable ആണെങ്കിലും ശരി, local variables ആണെങ്കിലും ശരി, you are just declared, it can be used in any part of the program. Yes or no? Yes or no? Local variables ആണെങ്കിൽ inside that particular function, anywhere, however you want, you can use it. If it is a global variable, okay, if it is a global variable, that variable can be used in your main program, in your sub program, wherever you want, you were able to use it. Yes or no? So your data didn't have an predefined value. അതായത് അതിന് കൊടുക്കേണ്ട ഒരു importance. The importance for that data is not over there, is not found over there. That is the meaning. One example, the same example what is given in your textbook only I'm going to tell. You people, okay, some good people are there. You wrote your assignments, you have done it well. Overnight you sat and wrote You just left it on your table and went. Someone came and spilled some water and damaged it. What happens? Whatever the work that you have done is gone as a waste. Yes or no? So similar way only, anyway it can be damaged. It's not that someone spilled the water alone. Maybe someone has crushed it. Maybe someone has scribbled on it. So anything like that, any kind of damage is happening to that for your assignment, right? So similar way for your data which is declared either globally or locally, any kind of correction could take place. That is what is the meaning of data is undervalued. Okay. Adding new element requires modifications to all or many functions. Adding new element means suppose you have already declared some variables. Apart from those variables, if you want to add some more variables means it's not an easy task. So whatever variables if you go on to include in that, you have to make some modifications to the already existing variables. അതായത് already ഒരു expression എഴുതി വെച്ചിട്ടുണ്ടാവും. ആ expressionൽ you might have to make some changes. So that is not an easy task. So that becomes a tedious part. Okay, that becomes a tedious part. Okay, next, creating new data type is difficult. Creating new data type is difficult. അതായത് though you learnt about structures, but what happens was there again a restriction is there. Structures is a new data type, I accept and understand, but there again some limitations are there. You cannot tell that it has got a 100% security for your data. Okay, it doesn't have a 100% security for your data. So in earlier languages like your Fortran, Pascal, basic and all, you didn't have that opportunity to create that structured concepts itself. അതായത് പിന്നെയും when you came into Pascal programming language, when you came, you had an opportunity to learn a extended data type known as enum, enumerated data type, എന്നുള്ളത് you were able to study. But later when we came across to C and C++, you had the concept of structures, but not 100% secured your data. Where at least to some amount you were able to create that data, but not a secured one. Okay. Next, provides a poor real world modeling. Provides poor real world modeling, which means based on the surroundings, you're not able to do any programs. അതായത് ഒരു question തന്നു, അതിന് what is the question you understood? Okay, simple interest. Okay, calculate the simple interest. Formula is there. You apply the value, you just get the answer. But what happens if the interest rate is excess? What happens if the interest rate is less? What happens if the interest depending upon the day-to-day activities? What is the interest? എന്നുള്ള ഈ concepts ഒന്നും you are not able to analyze and write a program. അതായത് you learn about market share and all. You are not learning. Commerce students will be learning. അതായത് you would have heard the concepts of markets and shares, etc. So the interest rates keeps changing day by day. So day by day changes അനുസരിച്ച് you are not able to write a program. That is what is known as your real world modeling. അപ്പൊ അതിനനുസരിച്ച് your programs were not flexible. Yeah, because based on that, your programs were not flexible enough to do the work. So these are some limitations that you will be coming across in your procedural programming. So how these negatives or your limitations could be overcome is done with the help of your object-oriented programming. How these limitations could be overcome is done with the help of your object-oriented programming. Okay.